broadcast. How's everybody doing? You already know your host for tonight's show. My name is Rody. So, guys, where are you at? Where is? I don't give up. No, come what may. I keep going. Keep going. I don't give up. So let me wait for my guys to fall in before I get the party started. That is it. And nobody gonna stop the party. You got the gist. Sylvester Obianke, how you doing? So I tell you, learn from me. Do you understand? I don't give up. Whether the whole world is watching or they are not watching, keep doing what I know how to do best. Let me tell you guys, man, just share this in. Share this in, guys, fall in. Share this in for guys to fall in. I just want to spend like 30 minutes or 40 minutes with you guys and then I'm out. Just a short story that all of us can learn from. A short one that everyone can learn from. See, do you know what has kept me going? You know what has kept going? I mean, talking on these social media platforms, what has kept me going? Let me tell you guys. When I majestically manage, how are you doing? Majestically manage, you see, some bad-hearted human beings reported my TikTok page. I did nothing. They said I made hate speech. I did not do anything. They said I made hate speech. My program yesterday was to unify human beings. How? How do you mean did I see on TikTok? No. I was running a live broadcast. Guess what? They just shut it down. They end it. I get nobody. I wasn't talking against anybody. I wasn't talking against any race. Maybe the title I gave for the program, because I said, does race or tribe matter? Finish. Does race or tribe matter? That was just the title. So, Okori, Chidebere, Sunday, see you. So, they banned me, they suspended me from going to live for a week. They said I can go to live, I can start going live. It's expiring on the 4th of November, in 6 days. In 6 days. But the thing is, I created my social media pages, all these pages, without the intention of earning money from it. If money comes, okay. I created these pages to keep myself busy. Because I was bored at home. What would I be doing at home? You understand me? This is what keeps me going. To catch fun. You understand me? To entertain people. To tell my stories. And I did not open it with the intention of earning from it. So this is somebody heard from India. Which India? I don't hate nobody. Let me see. You said we need to have our own platform. You said we are supposed, yes, we need to have, see, honest, I've said it before. These platforms, all these social media that are owned, TikTok is owned by a Chinese man. Chinese man owns TikTok. YouTube, and what's the other one? Facebook, American owned. These people can decide to shut you up. They can decide. Determine your growth. Yes, Okore, but Okore Chidebere, see, I did not, seems as if you watched my program that day. I made no hate speech against nobody. I did not make any hate speech against anybody. But the thing is, there are hateful human beings. There are people who are envious of somebody they don't know. Yes, there are people like that. So, but the thing is, social media doesn't feed me. A lot of people don't know. Social media don't feed me. I don't make money on TikTok. Only people give me gifts. How much? Sometimes the gifts, that is the flowers, are some cents. Facebook doesn't give me money. YouTube doesn't give me money. So I've got nothing to, that's why it is called social media. I come online to keep myself busy. To activate my brain. Because sometimes if you don't activate your brain, you forget a lot. The only good thing about these social media platforms are, the good things there. The good aspect of it is you become popular, you become influential, you can use it for your business purpose. Yes, you can use it for your business purposes. These people can decide to cut your source of income. If you are earning from it. Now, yesterday, they suspended me from going live on TikTok. Imagine in a situation where I live from it, or if they disable my page, how am I going to survive if I should rely on TikTok? Are you getting the gist now? Imagine in a situation where my source of income is on this social... Man, I like talking about racism. These people, they do discriminate against black people. Do you understand me? And there is nothing anybody can do to intimidate me or make me afraid. I'm a brave man. If I want to talk, I talk. But I cannot intentionally violate anybody's community standard. I did not do it. I did not do it. Even before this time, I have been saying, listen, the black race has not done well. The black race has not done well. Yes, that's the truth. How come we have not been able to invent anything on our own? All the things we're using, from the television, all these platforms, social media, all these apps, applications are invented by, white people. Of recent, Chinese man owns TikTok. Chinese man owns TikTok. Which one do we own? So these people can determine how far we can go when it comes to being influential. Look at what they did to Kenya West. Kenya West. Some of you may know Kenya West. Look at what they did to Kenya West. They disabled one of Kenya West's social media platform. I cannot remember. Where he has millions of followers, they disabled it. If you go against them, if you talk what they don't want, they disable your platform. That means they control you. They tell you what to speak, what to say. If you speak what you do not want, they disable your platform. That is not life. That's like we Africans being subjects, being controlled by the West, by white people, or whosoever. And that is sad. I keep wondering, all these our graduates, all these our engineers, why haven't they invented anything? All these I'm a graduate, yes, I read this. Why haven't these African engineers invented social media platform that we can use and be proud of? Why are we not competing with the West? With white people? Why are we not competing with them? That's the thing. That is the mentality of follow. We follow, we consider whatever they do as the best. That is the problem there. Our engineers, even our nurses, our doctors, anyone after the university education, you see them run to the West to come begin to serve white people. Today, we don't own ourselves. We don't own ourselves. We don't own us. It is sad. Look at since life began, we have been controlled. We are under others. And this is why I hate religion. The black race, since life began, we've been controlled by others, colonized by us, enslaved by others. Till today, look at, I have to be begging. See, these owners of the owners of these apps, may decide to frustrate your efforts. You may build your platform, your social media platform for years. Maybe you may spend years. Okay, let me tell you, you may spend years to build your platform, and one racist individual decides to disable it. And your effort will be in vain. That is it. They have done it. There are people who had millions of followers in the past. They disabled their platforms. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and the rest. They can decide to frustrate you whenever they want. Whenever they want. That's why the good thing is, don't put your trust in men, and always create alternative for yourself. Before I joined or I created these pages, my intention wasn't to make money. That's it. My intention wasn't to make money. So guys, let's go. And this is why I hate religion, because religion was created by men to control men. Yes. And some people don't know this till now. So guys, you're welcome to my broadcast. This time I'm going to be showing up. I'm going to be going live morning, evening, and nobody's going to stop me. There are so many platforms, only that I have not started working on them. I can create Twitter page and so many other pages. Start working on, even I forgot to go live on Instagram. Tomorrow I'm going to broadcast on Instagram. So guys, you're welcome once again. Man, I forgot. I have phone here. I have 3 phones here. I was supposed to go live on Instagram too. From tomorrow, instead of talking, when one door is closed, another is open. When one door, I cannot. Daphne, when one door is closed, another is open. Tomorrow that I go live on Instagram. 1 second. So I have my, I'm prepared. I have my own iPhone here. You see it. So tomorrow, I go live Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. When you cannot stop a determined person. You understand me? You cannot determine person. I forgot I would have gone live on what's it called now? On Instagram. Tomorrow I start going live on Instagram. So guys, now I came out to tell you guys a story, and this story is for you to learn, and I've learned from it too. You know how we do it. So, there was a man, and before I came live this evening, I thought about my life, how my old age is gonna be. Do you sometimes think about how your old age is gonna be? Have you made preparations for your old age? Because many of the guys that are watching me now, especially those that are living in the West, in abroad, so-called abroad, let's put it that way, many would rely on pension at old age. Many would, you are work for 30 years, 35 years. And after working for 30 years or 35 years, depending on your age, you will retire and you start getting pension from the government. That pension, to be honest, is not going to be enough for you to survive in today's Europe. I don't know, America self. The pension, unless you had a very nice job and your salary is high when you're working. Unless you are paid, that is, you are earning like 4,000 euros. That's it. That's depending on your salary. That is how much you earn when you worked. If you are earning like 1,500 euros every month, and you believe when you retire, you are going to enjoy life, man, you cannot even afford vacation. You cannot, how much is how much are they paying? That you think that when you retire, you are going to have a smooth life. You are joking. Listen, there is a professor in Switzerland. There is a professor. Story. This professor, when he was working, the salary was much. He was earning good when he was working, getting enough salary. This man, as he was making money while he was working, he did not plan for his old age. Listen so that you can learn. As the man was making much money, he did not, you see, don't rely, that is, this system was made by humans. The system you are enjoying today, and it can collapse too. The professor, as he worked, he was earning big salary, and this man went and rented very big apartment in Switzerland. And the man lived big. You see, some people will tell you, man, you have one life to live, so make the best of it. Some people, when you tell them they have one life to live, they squander their money believing that since they have one life to live, let them just live it, thinking they will die tomorrow, and tomorrow they will not die. At times, when you make certain mistakes, the devil will punish you by giving you long life. That is, you will remain alive to suffer your mistakes. So now what happened? This man, as he was working, the man rented about 200 quadrat meter, 200 square meters up. The man kept paying for the apartments. Every month he would pay big amount of money to the owner of the apartments. You see, foolishness. He did not think about his future. Life, you see, that is, They say everything is subject to change. No situation is permanent. That time money is coming your way. Don't mess it up. I told you guys I made so many mistakes. That money, and a lot of people are making the same mistake today. So what? This man, as he was making money, he rented a big apartment, furnished it, and the man traveled around the world. He traveled wherever he wanted. He traveled wherever he wanted. He travels anywhere. He furnished the house, 200 square meters apartments. Fellas, they suspend TikTok pay. That is, they suspended me from in life. You got the gist now. Until 4th of November. I was suspended for doing nothing. They said I made hate speech. Fellas, go watch my videos. I don't beef anybody online. I don't saga nobody online. Do you understand me? I was running my live broadcast on TikTok. It just went dead. They switched it off. They switched it off. That's why I keep telling people I keep telling people to follow my Facebook or YouTube account, because, and I always say nothing is guaranteed in life. Have options, have alternatives. You see how life goes. I have been vindicated. I keep saying it every day. You must have alternative in life. If you don't, if you put all your eggs in one basket, you'll be effed up. If you place all your eggs in one basket, you'll be messed up. So let me continue. When this man was making money, he rented a very expensive apartment, big one, and he was enjoying life. Now, when he retired, when he stopped working, you know, in Europe here, after 65 years, no matter, you get retired automatically. I'm talking about a man from Swiss. As the man retired, he was not able to afford the apartments anymore. The money they are paying him is not enough for him to maintain the apartments he has been living in for years, for decades. What happened next? Now the man had to pack out from the apartments. Even the money is not enough for him to live in Swiss. The money is not enough for him to live in Swiss. Now he has to look for a garçonnière, that is one-room apartment that he can afford. You see, but the thing is, when I'm talking about an European, not an African, the thing is, this man had chances, he had opportunities in life to make it big. That time he was working, during his heydays, during his younger days, why didn't he buy that apartment? If he lived in that apartment for 30 years or more, why didn't he buy the apartment and own it? You see, some people lack wisdom. You live in an apartment, or you are living in a home that you don't own, and you've lived in that home, in that apartment for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Every month you pay the landlord. Do you know what you are? You are a slave to the landlord. I'm telling you, some people, you keep going around in circle. Some people came into this life as slaves. I can understand it. I understand it. If you rented an apartment or a house for a year or two, and then packed and then got your own apartment or your own home, the one you own, Even to be honest, let me tell you guys this. I will not lie. It is even more advisable to take mortgage and be paying mortgage. Go to bank, borrow money from bank. Even if you are able to pay that mortgage, even if you are not able to pay that mortgage, if you want to move out, you get your balance. They pay you you get the one you paid for. That is the years you paid for that mortgage, you get it back. Then you spend 10 years in a house, you don't own it. 20 years in a house, you don't own it. You keep paying the landlord. At the end of the day, you become a pauper. You become poor. That's 1,000,000%. And that is, as I'm making this video, so many people are still making the same mistake. Both men and women. Even there are some people that are living in apartments that is choking them up. Some people, where they are living, the apartment or the house they are living is choking them up. You need to work like a slave to maintain that apartment you are living in. Because you feel you are living, not living big, you are suffering yourself. Let me say it now. You are suffering. I don't know who is watching, but if you made it, okay, good, you plan well. But if you did not make, some people where they are living now, they are working as slaves to maintain the apartment or the house they are living. You know, slaves are no longer in chains. Slaves are no longer in chains today. There are other ways to enslave other people. There are so many other ways people are being enslaved. And one of the ways people are being enslaved is you renting an expensive apartment that does not belong to you. That means you are working for the landlord, for the owner of the apartment. If you, at the end of the month, after going to work, you settle the landlord. The money you work the whole month, you wake up, winter is here now. All the money you made, landlord may even take like 70% of the money. And you'll be managing, you'll be eating bread. Landlord will take most of the money you earned. When after landlord has taken most of the money you earned, the energy companies like the electricity bill, gas bill will take the rest. What is remaining? And that's how your life will keep going in circle. Running, you keep running around till you get old, till you grow old. And you start regretting. What do you have? You cannot even live as a human being. You cannot live a decent life because you need money to live life. You cannot live, you only exist. You'll be managing what is valuable. The same thing that is happening to me now. I'm not living my life. I'm not living how I'm supposed to live. You get the gist now. I'm not living, I don't eat food of my choice. When I was younger, I ate whatever I wanted. I enjoyed life. I ate, that is, delicious foods. I enjoyed life. Today, I don't eat what I want. Where is the money? Before, I ate shrimps on daily basis. I ate, that is, expensive food. The money was there. The mistake I made was not planned very well. I didn't. I must admit that. I did not plan very well. But then, how about the younger ones? People that still have opportunity to do the things right. Some have said maybe I eat healthier foods now. The thing is, eat food of, see, with money you can eat whatever you wanted. If you have money, you can always afford what you want. You have choice, options in life. If you have money, it is now that I'm getting older that I've realized that money gives you alternatives in life. You must not eat that egusi soup every time. You must not eat beans every time. You can decide to eat something else. You can wake up in the morning and say, man, today I'm not eating beans. You want to go to one restaurant and eat a special kind of food. In the morning and in the evening, you can decide to go. That is what money does. Money gives you options in life. But if you have no money, you have no options in life. You just keep managing life and you may get depressed. You get sad. Without money, you cannot move around. You cannot move the way you want. Do you know what money does? Money is so powerful. Some have said, yes, some simple foods can be inexpensive and healthy. I agree with you. But I'm talking about what money can do. I understand the area you are coming from. But then, if you are poor, you have no choice. If I was rich now, or do I say if I were rich? Which one is correct? If I were rich. Okay, now this is the correct one. If I were a rich man now, I would go live in 1st District of Vienna. I would go live in where I would be living. But if you know money, you live where you can afford. Even if you don't like that environment, if you don't like the area you are living, you must stay there. And that people get depressed because of where they live. Go ask people. Humans are different. You can be depressed because of where you live. Yes, you can get depressed because of where you live and what you see every day. There are places you live, even if you have no food to eat, you'll be happy. Yes, there are places you live, even if you have no food. But the things you do, when you come out of your home, you feel happy. The people you see, the things around you make you happy. That happens. So what I'm saying is, money will give you options. Money will make life worth living. I'm not telling you that money is everything, but money helps in life. It really helps. So now, some have said, I can still live where. I understand it depends on how you see life. I'm just giving you instances. Well, there are people who they are comfortable living in ghetto. Some people are living in all these expensive areas. Still, they are not happy there. But I'm telling you that money is powerful. Do you understand what I mean now? Money is really powerful. With money, you can do a lot. Do you understand what I mean? With money, you can. If I've got money with me now, if I were rich, man, what would I be doing here? I stay home most of the time. Most of the time, I stay indoors. If I have money with me, if I were rich, that is, I would be traveling the world. I would be traveling the world. Today I will be in Japan. The next day I would be in Owerri. The next time I will be in South Africa, Kenya, and other world. That is what money can do. I know many white people, they are retired here, but they cannot afford vacation. They will tell you. Some will tell you that they have to save years to afford a simple vacation. I once met a woman. The woman I met, she was a passenger then. The woman told me her pension money then was 800 euros. And where she lived, her apartment costed 250 euros. Now I asked her, Madam, then how are you living? Because if you tell me your apartment is 800 euros and what the apartment is 800 euros and the Sean she's getting is 850 euros. I say, how are you buying food, paying rent? She said she paid for Soge. That was an insurance, extra insurance she paid for many years. So when she retired, she started getting monthly money from the insurance, that Soge that she made when she was younger. Guys, 1 second. So she made another insurance. That is when she gets to certain age, that insurance will be paying her. So that's what she's living from. Said she does not know when that insurance was to pay her for some years. And when that money finishes, she said she does not know what then will become of her. And the thing is here, if you do not have good pension, if your pension is not much, you cannot go to old people's homes. Did you hear me? If your pension is not much, you need to have certain amount of pension before you can go to old people's homes. It's not cheap. If your son is getting like 1,000 euros or thereabouts, you will not be admitted when you are old. Nobody will take you. See, my neighbor here, the owner of this apartment opposite me, for 4 years now, she has been living in old people's home. There you will get free food, free medication, free everything. Nurses, doctors will be attending to you. Everything. But then your pension you will not get in it. The government will take that your pension. The government will take like 80% of your pension and they'll be giving you like 20% as pocket money. So that old people's home is not for everybody. If your pension, the money you get as pension is not enough. A lot of people are stranded in abroad here. A lot of people are stranded, they may not tell you. Many people are afraid to come out and say their situation. Some people are scared to come and say, they are afraid people would laugh at them. So for that reason, you see them, just stay quiet and die in silence. Many people you see here are struggling. Many don't have, some people may say, man, don't talk, because for sure there are people that have it good. Some people have it good. When I came to Europe newly, I had it good. Money was coming my way. I was making money, but I was too young to invest. I had no information. I wasn't able to invest properly. Today, what's going on? A lot of people are getting money, but they are not doing the right thing. I know some people that are paying 1,000 euros a month for their apartments. Some are paying 1,200 euros a month for their apartments. You ask yourself, how long are you going to keep paying this amount of money? That means as far as you live in abroad, think along this line. As far as you are living in this abroad, if your rent is 1,000 euros, you will keep paying 1,000 euros all the days of your life until you go to grave. How are you going to afford it? What if you become sick? And even when you retire, I told you guys about many people. I've told you guys many stories. A man I met some days ago, like about 2 weeks ago, The man said, this man is getting to 80 years now. The man is approaching 80 years and he still drives taxi. He's still driving taxi. I said, Oga, why are you still driving this car? He said, bros. He said, first and foremost, he said, his salary, his rent, the money he's paying, his rent is 850 euros. Somewhere in 21 district of Vienna. His rent is 850 euros and his pension is 900 euros. He said, what do I want him to live? How do I want him to live? Man, look, how is he going to survive? His rent is 850 euros and his pension, the money he's getting from his pension. GNM, you're watching from Britain. So, the man told me his rent is 850 euros, but his pension, the money he's getting as a retired ex-civil servant, is 900 euros. He said for that reason. He said even a lot of people are in the same shoe with him, are in the same situation like him. He said, how then is he going to survive? Then, this was when I asked him about Africa. I said, but Oga, this money you mentioned, this 900 euros, would be enough for you to live like a king in Africa. Guess what? The law in Austria has changed. If you are retired, you cannot spend more than 3 months outside the country. That is, if you spend 3 months outside, more than 3 months, you will not get the rest money. They can only pay you for 3 months vacation. Any more than that, you get nothing. So that forces people to stay here. And how do you solve them? How do you solve this problem? You see, a lot of people are not living good life. A lot of people are stranded. A lot of people are they are living difficult lifestyles. That was why I asked, how is your old age going to be? Have you prepared for old age? And the only people that may enjoy their old age are that have investments in Europe here or in Africa. When I mean investment, I'm talking about businesses or people that invested in real estate big time. So you don't rely on the money you are getting from pension or the money you are getting from whatever. You have extra source of income. Then you can live well. G said the government pays the rent of... No, here in Austria, the government don't pay your pension. The government don't pay. It is your business. The government don't pay. That's your pension, the money you receive every month. You can do whatever you want to do with it. And you know, having an apartment, accommodation, where to live is basic in life. So you must get an accommodation. If you are getting 1,000 euros in a month, look for maybe a single room of about maybe 15 quadrat meters if you get, and this kind of room will be the press inside. Or there are some apartments, old built houses. That's old houses that the toilets and the bedroom is inside. There are still some very cheap apartments, but you share toilets and bedroom with other tenants, which is not good. I lived in that kind of apartment when I newly came to Europe here. That's the toilet is outside. If you want to and urinate in the night, if you wake up in the night to go urinate, you need to open your, as a woman, you need to open your door and go outside, go use public toilets. And if you want to go to toilet, if you want to go the big thing, you need to, what if you are purging in the night? That's how you'll be running up and down. Do you understand me? So this kind of apartment, you can find it cheap, but it is not comfortable. Also, there are some apartments here. I mean, if they sell this kind of the cheap ones or cheaper ones, the toilets, the kitchen, I mean, toilets, kitchen, bedroom is outside. The toilet, the kitchen will be outside. So if you want to cook, it's not like the way I have my kitchen here. If you want to cook, you need to go to public kitchen. Yeah, there are still buildings like that. You kitchen to cook. If you want to go to toilet, that is the worst that can happen to anybody now. The worst that can happen to you as a woman or a man at this stage of your life is you using public toilets. I'm not talking about every day of your life. You may get infection. There is what we call toilet infection. You may get infection. Yes, I appreciate you. You may get infection. But that is, do you know what I value most in a building is the toilet. The toilet and the bedroom, it is, to me, is the most important thing to me in where I live. That is the apartment or the house I live in. What is most important to me is the toilet and the bedroom. I just want to have very clean toilets and very clean bedroom. And I don't like sharing toilets or bedroom with people. Because I don't know how to explain it. I hate public toilets. I hate public toilets so much. Do you know what I do? There was a time I traveled when I was running business, when I still had my shop, when I was still selling clothes. The guy I usually stay with there in New York traveled. So I had to spend 2 weeks in a hotel in Manhattan. I had to spend 2 weeks in a hotel, and helped me to get that hotel. A lady from, where is that lady from? Senegal. Now, that hotel had only bed, very small room that could, the room was only, I mean, the room had space for only a bed, no television. Then I was paying $60 in Manhattan, very nice area, $60. But the toilet and the bedroom was outside. The toilet and bedroom was outside, but guess what? That toilet, this is why I'm telling you this story now. That toilet had a paper designed to place on the toilet seat, so that as you sit, your body will not touch anything. That toilet seat, your body will not touch that toilet seat in any way. And that paper was designed the shape of that toilet seat, and it protects your private part. That hotel, that was where I learned it. So anytime you want to use public toilets, learn to protect yourself with the toilet papers there. If you don't protect yourself with the toilet papers there, even at the airports, even fast food restaurants, no matter how clean that toilet is. See, let me tell you. Now, this is a toilet paper now, for instance. This is a toilet paper. If you are using what's it called? Public toilets, look at what to do. You take toilet like this size of, if you take this toilet paper now, see, if this is public toilets and this is This you don't pay for the already. You don't pay for the toilet paper. Okay? Now, see, you fold it like this. You fold it again. If possible, you fold it more like this. And see. Now, this thing you folded, you place it on the toilet seat so that before you sit down, you place it on the toilet seat so as to protect your private parts, whether you are a woman or a man. Make sure, because this will protect you. Protect, if you are a man, this toilet paper will protect your male organ from touching any toilet. Do you understand me? You see how thick I made it now? And this is what I usually do. This thing will protect, if you are using public toilets, this paper will protect you, protect your male organ or even female organ from touching any part of the toilet. The mistake people make is, let me tell you, so many people are careless. The mistake people make is, you go to a toilet and you consider it clean and you sit down. You may get toilet infection. You don't know who used that toilet before you. You do not know who used that toilet before you. So learn it from me. For many years, I've never ever sat on a toilet without applying all these preventive measures. I don't do it. Never. I don't do it. So that's how I roll anytime. But the thing is, I hate using public toilets. The worst that can happen to you is after spending all your life in abroad, decades, you end up using public toilets, or you end up living in a public yard. You will regret your life. A public building. The worst that can happen to you is after spending decades in abroad and you go back home and you end up living in a public building. You will regret. Your life will be miserable. That is, you returned. That is, you went back to square A. That is, you messed up. What I pray to God every day is, please, I don't want to go back to Egypt. You know what I mean by going back to Egypt? I've always said it. The Egyptians you see today, you see them no more. Going back to your sufferings, going back to poverty. Going back to see what you are not supposed to see. Then you will see that hell is here on earth. You receive insults. That is. I prefer to build one room. We call it here. I prefer to build a room with my own private toilet. If I have a wife, if I have children, if I have my immediate family will be using the same toilets. But to use toilets, what I'm praying for is just to get money to have my own. This is, you make it a point of duty. Make sure you have your own thing in life. You have your own thing. You see, this is my home. You know why it is called home? I can do what I want to do in my home. I can leave I can cook and leave the pots, the plates unwashed. I'm not telling you I will leave it there unwashed, because it is home. I can do what I want to do in my home. Alpha, hustling, I see. If you if you share toilet with some people, you regret your life. There are some people that may be purging, they have running stomach. They are purging. If they go to that toilet, they mess it up and leave it there and move. That is, if you open the door, that one is nightmare. Some people have no manners. They don't. Some people are not decent. They are not clean. Some people that you know what I mean by purge. When you have running stomach, all those kind of. If you want to go toilet, the thing will run like water. They go there, they mess the whole thing up. They will spread the whole thing everywhere, and then they clean themselves. They leave the man. Sometimes no. If you open the door of the toilet, man, you will get shocked. But men, sometimes you go to male and female toilets, like but here in Europe they have cleaners standing by. They sit there to clean up. There are, like, if you go to train stations, now we pay 50 cents to use the toilets. You want to pee, that's if you want to urinate. Whether you want to do the big one or the small one. If you want to make water, you want to urinate, you pay 50 cents. If you want to go toilet, you pay 50 cents. No, for what? Now, no, you are not having the dinner now. Majestically Mary says she wants to have her dinner. Now you need to hear this broadcast. This is men have shared public toilets before, and I don't want to go back there again. If you live with people, if you share, I mean not living with people, if you share public toilets, or maybe in a hostel, or maybe a hostel, man, some people, if they make, that is the easiest place you can contact disease is toilet, public toilets. Public toilets is the easiest place you can contact disease. Especially women. Especially women. As a woman, you need to be very careful. You see this thing that I showed you? Even if you are pressed so much, make sure you apply these measures that I just showed you. That way, you'll be safe. That way, you'll be safe. When you place this in front of that toilet seat, you are protecting your private parts and nothing. That is, you are safe. But if you don't, that's why you see some men accuse their wives, or some wife accuse their husband that they went outside. Sometimes the woman did not go outside, or the man did not go outside. They just contracted infection in the toilets. Here we call it toilet infection. Don't see. So that's how I do, but I hate it. If I don't have my own, if I'm not able to build my own toilet, bedroom, kitchen, anyhow, where I can be comfortable with, I spend money the way I want, I'm not going to Africa. I must make sure that I have what will serve me. Private toilet, private kitchen, everything private that will serve me, even if it is very small. Because all my life, I lived in public buildings. It was hell on earth. It was nightmare. It was hell on earth, to be honest. That's the greatest punishment. I don't know about others. The greatest punishment is almost a daily routine. Because every day after eating food, you must go and expel that food from your body. After eating food, you must go to, you need to be visiting toilets every day. And you must make sure that if that toilet is not clean, you'll be seeing nonsense every day of your life. You'll be seeing nonsense every day of your life. So, how is your old age gonna be? Are you planning well for your old age? Man, nobody knows how things are going to turn out in Europe here, even when you retire. There are so many people that are retired and they are still working. Many people retired and the money is not enough. The money they earn, they get from the government as pension, is not enough for them. This is where maybe Africa comes in. Maybe later on thinking towards Africa. This is where thinking towards Africa at the end of the day, that's the way forward. Because as it stands now, many people may not be able to, board Europe as time goes on, especially when you retire, when you become weak, we can no longer walk. That's the truth. You consider the expenses. But in Africa, if you have your own building, you are good to go. If you have your own building, your own house, if you are able to build your own house, that means you only worry about what to eat, food to eat, and that's it. You only worry about food to eat. You see, and life will be easier. In Africa, if you have your own building, you will not be paying rent. You will not pay rent. You will not. You see that life is easy. Life is going to be easier in Africa. If you have your own house in Africa, the only thing you may need later is medical facility, like these medical facilities, like coming to abroad for medical checkup, which we don't have in Africa. But if you want to, man, look at even, if you go to here now, if I tell you I have no appetite for food, you will not believe me. I told you guys, I do not have any appetite for food here. Eshe said, yes, you'll be going and coming back now. You'll be going and coming back. You'll be going and coming. And if you have a business, listen to what I said properly. Here, here, you are not allowed to stay more than 3 months outside Austria. But if you have business, you can bond that pension. When you come back, you continue to collect it. If you have a business in Africa that gives you money, they don't pay you when you are absent in Austria. That is, when you are absent, you don't get your pension. But if you come back, the moment you come, you continue to get it. But then, if you have a business, a traveling business somewhere else, what are you doing pension? How much is it? Or if you are living in Africa and you have a business, maybe you're into farming, or you have other source of income, you'll be there now, where, that is, you live where you are happy. Let me use myself as an example. What am I doing here? Which kind of life do you think I have here? Stay indoors every day of my life in the name of living in abroad. I'm not living an exciting life. My abroad is inside the volume, inside home. People, the reality is Europe is safe. We all admit Europe is safe. Europe, the West. Europe, I'm talking about, if you talk about Austria, Germany, Osayi Osifo, I see you. Osayi Osifo. If you talk about Austria, when we talk about Europe, if you want to talk about Europe, you talk about Austria, Switzerland, Germany, Holland, and the rest, like some Scandinavian countries. But the powerhouse of Europe, you talk about Austria, Switzerland. Austria, Vienna, where I live, has been rated more than 6 times the most livable city in the world. To tell you the quality of life we have here. Vienna has been rated about 5 or 6 times the most livable city in the world. That is the city that has the best quality of life. And till today. But the thing is, it's boring. Samson Kenenchuku, I see you. The thing is boredom. And we don't have crime here. You commit crime here, you did yourself. You are finished. It's a police country. In fact, everybody in this country is a police. That is, everybody here is a police. In Austria, everybody is a policeman. The country is a police. The country is a police country. Police everywhere. That's why they monitor everything you do. Everything that is it now. What a lot of people are enjoying here is that is security, light, quality of life. But when it comes to, living exciting life, forget it. You'll be bored. You'll be bored. That is, you'll be bored total. I'm telling anybody that is living in abroad who tell you that they are enjoying life, it's a lie. The only life they may tell you they are enjoying is eating chicken leg and chicken wings and drinking alcohol, playing music inside their home. If anybody tell you that they are enjoying life, in Africa you have life, but the only thing, the government is not doing well. Lack of infrastructures, no security, no medical facilities. There are things that are not on ground in Africa. These things don't make life livable in Africa. Africa is where you go and you enjoy. But the thing is, you may lose your life any minute. And if you lose your life, you hold nobody accountable. If your family will not get justice. That's one thing I hate about Africa. Anything can happen to you anytime. If murder takes place here in Austria, the government values everybody. Whether you are Auslander, whether you are a foreigner or a citizen, if the government, as far as you are legal in Austria, you are counted, and the government values you. Somebody said, "Uncle, why don't you come to Africa?" Do you want me to go to Africa, go to a country where the government does not know that you exist? The government doesn't know that you are living. In the West, the government knows, everybody knows that you exist, you are a citizen. Somebody said, if God, no, Richard Mario said, if God said, what about what God says? What do you say? See, there are some environments you will live in. Let me tell you, there are some environments you will live in. You die fast. You die on time. There are some places you live, you meet misfortune. Some places are not safe. It's not a joke. See, there are some places you live, you are likely to die. See, if you go to many countries in Africa, if you want me to go there, many countries in Africa, you discover that the roads are not motorable. The roads are not good. And these roads are causing more accidents. A lot of people have died because of bad roads in Africa. Here in abroad, people don't die as a result of motor accidents or bad roads. I know many people, even gallops, people die anyhow, careless deaths in Africa because of the environment they live in. Businesses collapse because I've seen trailers, 40-feet trailers fall because the roads are not good. During rainy season, your business may collapse in Africa. There are so many. I've seen hotels, supermarkets get burnt. Markets burn When markets, catch fire, you will see no firefighter. You investing in Africa has its own advantage, especially when it comes to communal life, you being happy, but the disadvantages are many. Let me share a story with you guys. What sets my family back? I like telling you real life stories. I witnessed it 2 times. When I was younger, when I was a little boy, I told you guys, my father loved me. May his soul rest in peace. They loved having me around him. So we had shops then in Africa. Our own shop. It's not said we had shops. We had 3. Later we sold 2. And we had one, I told you in the morning, that was in a good location. Now, then we were selling patent medicine. My father was a major distributor of Patterson Zeconis then. So, one day, one woman that was frying akara, you know what is akara? What is it called in English? Other baked beans or whatever. One woman that was frying akara in the market, or frying plantain and things like that. I don't know, they were using crazy. Maybe I don't know what the woman did. And the market caught fire. The whole market burnt to ashes. What happened was, bean cake, akara is bean cake. What happened was, I and my elder brother, he's late, now may his soul rest in peace. We were fighting. As a little boy, I was like maybe 9 years, struggling. The thing is, if you struggle to carry some goods and go park somewhere, some people will still steal the goods you rescued from your shop. There was everybody that they was running helter-skelter. At the end, what we were able to rescue, they would tell me to stand where they dropped our commodities. As a little boy, people were moving. The whole thing, the whole market was, guess what? At the end of the day, the whole market was burnt down. People lost their goods, their money, worth millions. My father came back home, was crying. We did not know what to do. After a while, they rebuilt the market. And when they rebuilt the market, what did we have in the shop? We had nothing in the shop. We had to start all over again. We started all over again. As that market burnt, man, that was a horrible experience. And this is why so many people don't want to invest. What I saw in Africa, that was the market burnt. Even growing in Africa, I never knew anything like I never knew there was anything like firefighters. We've not seen it. We did not see it. Living in Africa, I did not see firefighters till I left Africa. I never saw firefighter truck or vehicle. Now listen to this story. That market burnt, set my family back. My father was crying like a child. After they quickly rebuilt the market, when we went to the shop, there was even nothing. Very few goods were in the shop. 2 or 3 years after, the market burnt again. That was Headbridge Market. Headbridge Market. It was in the 70s, late 70s. In a half, under 2 years, the market got burnt. And the same time, we lost everything. No firefighters. In fact, all these things you call government officials or politicians or rulers in Africa, these are messed up people. Then, the second time, we lost all what my father, we labored for. The whole of us got burnt. You see how families go broke in Africa. The government is not there to help you or support you in any way. And even after the market burns, nobody, no government, nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about you. Now, here, you hardly see any house, anything burn. I told you in the afternoon, firefighters are combat ready. combat, you cannot see it. You will know that this country, that is, come and see action. It's not happened. Now, there are some people that have invested heavily in Africa. Today they are crying. I'm not discouraging you. You may build hotels, 5-storied building. 5-storied building, you spend all your life build that hotel. If by mistake, Robert, I see you. Robert Lazarus, Ngololo, I see you. If you invest, I'm talking about Africa. If you spend all your money, build a hotel, and eventually that hotel catch fire, where are the firefighters to come and extinguish the fire? Where are the firefighters that will come to extinguish the fire? I've seen on social media where fire, the hotels and buildings will be burning. People will be calling Jesus, Jesus, or Jesus, or nothing. You see somebody's life investment, property, no firefighter will show up. The government don't care about you. And some of these hotels and these buildings, they don't have even insurance cover. No insurance covers it. You see it? This is a lot of people are considering. Imagine. Okay, look at, there was a man. This man lived in US all the days of his life. That he went to US when he was much younger. Now living in US as a young man, worked all his life. When he retired, he said, oh, he thanked his God. He said he was going to return back to Nigeria to go enjoy. He said he was going to go back to Nigeria to go enjoy his life. This man went not quite a year. He was murdered as he wanted to enter his gate. They murdered him. The man built his house. Today, nobody knows who murdered him. Nobody knows. Could be family members, could be friends. Not quite 1 year. After working, he lived in US for many years, all his life. Worked and retired. And now he decided to go. Stephen said the West collects tax. What about the natural resources? The money that accrues from natural resources, are the government, African government doing with it? What are they doing? The sale of crude oil, other mineral resources we have in Africa that is abundant in Africa. Where does the money go? Where is it going? Do you understand what I mean? See the citizens suffering. Let's go there. A government that does not care for the citizens, they don't care. Physically disabled are suffering. Everybody is suffering. Do you know how Europe works? If you lose your spouse here, you get with pension. You be paid because you lost a provider in your family. If the man or the woman dies, the one that is alive will be getting money from the government as a support. And so many other things. Where do you get it in Africa? They don't care about it. And these are the reasons. These are the reasons why a lot of people are staying put in Europe here. Do you understand me? These are some of the reasons you see some people, because in Africa you are on your own. The government does not. You will provide everything you needed as a human being. The government will not provide nothing for you. If you want, I will call them out for you. The water, you make your own bowl. Of today, either if you don't have money to, what's it called? To get yourself solar energy, you'll be buying fuel every day to power your generator. Transport system. Let me tell you why I've made that time to think a lot about Africa. The system will make you poor. That African system will make, do you know, a lot of people are poor because of transport. They pay transportation fee. They pay every day to go to work and come back. I don't know about now. But you know how much they pay. Any movement you make, In Africa, you pay transportation fee. You pay transportation fee. You pay rent. You pay how much? You discover that at the end of the month, you'll be miserable. Here in the West, especially even in America and the West, it's like that. The system supports the citizens and everybody that lives there. Here in Austria, in Vienna, we pay 17 euros a week. And this 17 euros, you can travel anywhere around Vienna for a whole week. You can decide to be moving, joining every train, every autobus, anything you want. Somebody said, how much do I pay in a month for bills? An average family here, if you want to, would pay like more or less, we'll be talking about 1,000 euros on average. It's 1,000, smallest. It's 1,000 euros smallest. Because if your rent is 850 euros, where I live here is 1,000 euros. And then if you pay your electricity bill, you pay your gas bill, then check it. I have any car now. If you have a car, you'll be fueling your car, you're paying car insurance, you'll be paying car maintenance and other things like that. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So, now, there are many reasons why a lot of people are staying in Europe here. I'm not telling you that there are not people. A lot of people want, but many people have tested quality life in abroad. Safety, security, quality of life. The only thing is you're bored. If anything happens, if I call the ambulance now, the ambulance will be here to convey me to hospital. If I call the police now, the police will go up. It's not like where armed robbers will be up. You don't see all these things, they say cultist. If you say you are a cultist, if you come here and say you are a cultist, you go to prison. And before you do your cultism finish, you are in prison. Because the police here, they are agents. Under 3 minutes, they round you up. There are so many people are not living life in Africa safe. That thing you say you are a cultist. When you see people fight in Africa, you fight to injure people and no police will show up. If you touch anybody here, your own is finished. Whether you are the president's daughter or son, if you injure somebody, if you fight, ordinary threat, you say you want to end somebody's, you are finished. Somebody said if you receive 1,000 euros in Africa, how about the security? That's what we are talking about. Have you not been listening to me? How the security? The safety. It's not about 1,000. How about the safety? That's what people ask. Do you get justice when things happen to you? Do you get justice? A lot of people have experienced quality of life, have lived it, where you cannot oppress anybody anyhow because you are rich, because you have money, because you are in advantaged position. In Africa, in many countries in Africa, the poor are oppressed. The poor are oppressed in Africa. And oppressed. When you are mistreated by anybody, you don't get justice. Here, no man is oppressed. You can witness racism here and there, but no man is oppressed. If you oppress anybody and the person proves it, that is beyond reasonable doubt, you pay fine or you go to prison. Even if you call me, if you utter racist law and I record it and I take it to court, you pay. Sometimes it happens without you being prepared for it, being prepared to record it. You see, this is why a lot of people, you cannot come and say you are a cultist, you want to intimidate, you want to fight. If you do it, you are gone for. Even a lot of boys that tried it here, first of all, you have no visa. They will cancel your visa. Before you get visa, you will even keep it aside. Because nobody has your time. You will need to pay for your rent now before you do cultism. You have like 1,000 euros to pay. Electricity, you are not in your father's. If you don't pay there is no time for all those bullshit. If you don't pay your rent, next day you are out. And the first thing, the police will be chasing you up and down because you are not legal in the country. You are not in you'll be after to make this document safe. So you be quiet. And then it's more thing, if you have no document, you see yourself in Africa or in prison. You are monitored. Before you know it, it's not like wherever, if you go to the villages, you see the police. Everywhere. There is police station everywhere. So it's not like where you can behave anyhow and act anyhow without having respect for the law of the land. You see the reason now why a lot of people, everybody has respect. Because if you mess up, the law in Austria is, if I call police 20 times, police will come here 20 times. If you call police 10 times today, the law is they are mandated to be there. Whether the call is real or not, if you call police 10 times, they will come 10 times. Do you understand how it works here? It's not that something is, even if you are quarreling with your wife or this, anybody ring the police will show. If you are fighting on the street, if you are making problem on the street, passers-by will call the police, not you. You hold somebody's shirt. One day I was making a video with some people outside, and I told them the role to play. As I was telling them, people thought that we were like having problems. Not quite 2 minutes, police showed up. I was holding I had my telephone in my hand. And I met some people, I said, please, this is the role you guys need to play. We are reckoning it a kind of aggressive, like to hold the shirt. Men, not this. 3 police showed and asked what was the problem. You see how it is here? It's not like you can come and begin to fight and break bottles. They do say you are area man, you are this, you are this. You can't do it here. It's not in the country where you see the police are members of court, even some politicians are courtists, and a lot of things, the whole thing is messed up. You commit a crime and they cover you up. Somebody, you know that this is wrong. How do you want to have a functional society when people are corrupt in their ways? How do you want to have that is not possible. When you see policemen, even military men, everybody, they are courtists, they are members of courts and things like that. You want to initiate a white man into a court group here. They don't even know what the same verse relates to. They don't know what you're talking about. So if you mess up, they deal with you that is mercilessly. That's why, and this is, to be honest, black people cannot govern themselves. They find it difficult. Black people are very difficult to control. Watch wherever black people gathers. It's not. The white Europeans can look at how society, wherever they live, look at how organized, where they live, how developed, where white people, wherever they live. The black man is wicked to themselves. They are cruel to themselves. Man, I don't apologize saying it. It is difficult to see white people unalive themselves. It's difficult to see white people that is destroy themselves. They don't do it. It is the black man or black woman that will have the mind to waste his brother, waste his sister, waste his friend, and continue doing it without thinking twice. White people don't do it. And that is why white people are able to dominate and control. They invent. They have love for themselves and they are united. As I'm making this video, there are so many places, so many countries, so many villages in Africa you cannot go. If you go there, you get kidnapped or you get robbed. You may lose your life. You did them nothing. Lawlessness. There are some people, they don't want to do anything meaningful. They are just sitting there looking for who to harm. How do you want to have development in such a society? How do you want to have development? Do you know what brings development? Peace, orderliness, security, less crime. That's what brings development. People want to invest where they are free. And I know so many people that are retired in Europe, men and women. They're afraid to go live in Africa. Normally, if they go to live in Africa, the money will be in Africa. They will be spending that money in Africa because they are scared. I know a lot of, and I met one of my G, a fellow taxi driver. One day I met him. I said, a lot of guys, I see them every day, they are here. They said they are scared of going to Africa. One told me categorically, said no, say they may waste him. He said he cannot go. You understand me? So I met one guy, one man, he is my friend. We just, whenever we meet. The guy has retired about 3 years ago. I met him, I said, why this money, if you go to Africa, this is a big money. He said, no, he doesn't want to die anyhow. He said, because why should you, I don't understand the black man's mentality. This has nothing to do with slavery or colonial. This is weird art. That is, that mind of destroying your own brother or your own sister. And today you are losing it because people are scared of you. Nobody, did you know a lot of people come in boss, bring business negotiations. I'm scared because many want to scam me. You don't even know who is genuine and who is a scammer. You don't know the genuine people. Now today you don't know genuine people. You don't know the fake people anymore. Because of ways, greed for money. The worst is people don't speak up anymore. If you speak up, they say you are a betrayal. If you speak up, they say you are a betrayer. You understand me? Said once, he said, if you speak up, they say you are a betrayer. When evil reigns in a land, you go to many societies, evil reigns in a land and no speaks. If you speak, they come after you. How do you want to have a functional society there? You want people, you cannot move freely in your own village, in your own state, in your own country. A lot of Africans are living in foreigns and they are free. You see my children now, they are with their girlfriends, they go to parties, they turn. 2 days ago or 3 days ago, we had Independence Day. Children go wherever they come back 3 a.m. in the morning. Nobody is afraid of kidnap or armed robber, nothing. And that is how normally it's supposed to be. That is how I drove taxi for many years. While I was driving taxi, let me tell you what you don't know. A police patrol in the night more than in the day. That's how you know how secured Vienna is. Don't see police vehicles, police patrol in the day. I drove taxi for many years. In the night, that's when you see police patrol. Every street, every corner, you see police vehicles patrolling. You don't mess up. You cannot. And many, they have some in private vehicles. Not in the night, many of the cars, the vehicles you see on the streets are police vehicles, not uniformed ones, not official vehicles, private. They will sit inside. You will not know. It is when you misbehave, they stop. They show their ID card, that they are this thing. Police, they say park. You think that these are people that are just driving. No. Many times in private cars and private, not official uniform, not official cars. Somebody said, why? This is how it's supposed to be. Somebody said, why so much police if there are not so many? That is to keep the country, to tell you, that is how it's supposed to be. They don't relax. That's their job. That's what they are paid for. That's why you don't hear about fighting. Come here and fight now. You spend the rest of your life in prison. The transfer you will get, the fine. If you touch somebody, if you push me now, I fall down, I go to hospital. First of all, police, you cannot run. No, there is no, everybody is registered. The police has address of where you live. Your telephone number, they have your, all your telephone numbers are mailed. It is registered, your SIM card. Before you get a telephone like this, you go buy SIM card. You go buy SIM card with your passport. So they know who is calling. They know who is using each line. They know who is using each line. How do you want to do it? How do you want to commit the crime? I prefer to live in a police state than to live in a country where I'm not safe. I prefer to live where police is, so they are rolling up and down, so that protect. Their job is to serve and be protect, and that's what they are doing. If Africa should be like that, have police system like that, a lot of people will go to Africa, will relocate. If Africa should be like this, the way it's in Europe here, go to US. If you commit murder in US, you will definitely will be fished out. In Africa, people they commit murder and nobody will be apprehended. The culprits will not be apprehended in Africa. What a country. And it continues like that. Who wants to live in such a society where you may lose your life and nothing happens to the culprits? Are you getting the point now? Where somebody can decide to do anything without consequences. Somebody can decide to do whatever he wants to do. And nothing happens to him. No fear. You see what I mean now? Here you cannot do it. There are fingerprints experts. They will catch you with your DNA wherever you touch. You touch the door. You touch anybody, you kill anybody. That body, if you murder somebody, they will examine to know if they will find, what is it called, forensic study or whatever, to know if they will look for the DNA of the people, of the criminals. You understand me? So there is a lot of work to be done in Africa, and this is why you see a lot of people prefer to be depressed in abroad and to go to Africa where lawlessness reigns. Do you understand me? You can decide to start beating your wife. Anybody you feel you are stronger than you can intimidate and beat and oppress, nothing happens. Who wants to live in such a society? If you are stronger than me, you can beat me, slap me anyhow. No police will be there to protect me. Nobody, the system, the government will not be there to protect you. You see, the weak suffers, the poor are oppressed. So guys, I want to end the broadcast. I've spoken so much this evening. I've spoken so much. See, we have one life to live and nobody wants to lose his life or have his life messed up. That's it. So, guys, if you are seeing me for the first time, don't forget to follow me. My TikTok page was restricted for a week, so I wouldn't be going live on TikTok a week. So, but I'll be going live every now on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So tomorrow, during my breakfast show, I'm going to go live Instagram too. So I want to say thank you guys for joining me, for being part of this broadcast. I appreciate every one of you. See you guys tomorrow. This is how we roll. I am consistent. I don't give up. So I want to say good night to everyone that watched. See you during my breakfast show tomorrow morning. I want to wish you a blessed and safe day ahead. You can forward this video to friends or family members. Let them use it and enjoy their evening. So see you guys.